Okay, new question. Why am I not my thoughts? Our thoughts are constantly happening. And if you can bring your awareness of your thoughts, you'll see that there is your awareness and the thoughts. The thoughts are constantly happening, and the thoughts aren't even so much your own thoughts, meaning you had conditioning where you were brought up and you were taught certain things in a certain culture and a certain time and so on. And so you have those thoughts of that time and you have that perception and that thinking, those thoughts. And that perception and that framework of who you think you are constructed itself as you were growing up, as you were from a child. And then you become then aware of those thoughts, and you can see then there's a separation between you and the thoughts. So you start to realize that even your own thinking, the thoughts, what you're saying to yourself, have come about because of whatever you've experienced, whatever things happen to you, and so on. And you are aware of those thoughts. Now, you can definitely have it where you're completely enmeshed in the thoughts, in the story. And you're completely so close that you don't know anything else. Definitely you can have that. You can be so close to it, so wrapped up in this, that you don't know anything else. And that absolutely is your reality, that story, those thoughts. There's no awareness of it. There's no perception of it. There's no gap between you and your own thoughts. You're completely just in it. And when that's the case, what you think is you. The story, the who I think I am, is my only reality. But the truth is it's their thoughts, the whole thing. In the sense of who you think you are is a whole thought. There's more structural, what I call the main framework thoughts of what you perceive as true. And your values and your thinking and everything is all based on that. But it's not you. And you can have moments of a break in the thoughts, and you're just there present. And then the thoughts come back in again, and as they come back in, there are what I call the surface thoughts, the talking about what's happening or what has happened or what you would like to happen. There's surface thoughts that are just talking about the scenarios, what's just happened there, judging it, commenting on it. And then underneath that, then there's the more fundamental thoughts of who you think you are. And that's a more foundational thought, bigger thoughts, more structural thoughts. And off of those, you determine how your life is. Everything's going good to the idea of how I think life should go. Life's not going so well because it's not going good to the story, to my picture. But the picture and the story generates your values, and then you don't feel good when it doesn't go a certain way. And then what happens then is we perceive all of life through that framework, through those thoughts, through that picture. And we're completely then lost in it. Then you're not aware. You've lost yourself in your own thoughts. You've lost yourself in your own story, your own thinking. You're completely lost in it. Then you can't see the beauty of the world. You can't see the flower, the beauty of the flower, the stunningness of the flower. You can't see it. Because the story is completely consuming you. You're caught up in the pursuit of the story. And that's to be lost in your own thoughts. That's to be caught up in those thoughts. You know, the story becomes so real that people literally say, I can't go on anymore because my life is so wretched. But it's not the actuality which is so wretched. It's the story has become so wretched. And because that story is so real, you are suffering your own thinking. You're suffering your own story. You're suffering the fact that you can't see that it's only thoughts because you're so wrapped up in it. So the salvation there from that is, freedom from that is to become aware that that's happening to you. When you like check in with yourself and you're anxious, but nothing's actually happening other than you've just had a thought and that thought's run away with you, and now you're thinking, oh my God, we're ruined. This is terrible. This terrible thing is going to happen. But nothing's actually happening. You're just having a thought at that moment in time, but the thought becomes so real in your mind, especially like 3 o'clock in the morning, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Whoa, those dark thoughts, and there's no distraction then. You can't do something to distract yourself. So your thoughts are like, you're just there, you and your thoughts. But nothing's actually happening. You know, you could just lie down and enjoy, I'm in bed. Nice. Don't have to do anything at the moment. Could just chill out there and really enjoy that nothing has to be done at that moment in time. No jobs need to be done. Don't have to go anywhere, do anything. This is my time, meant to be in bed at this time. Just relax. But what's actually happening is the mind has got hold of a story. You're in it. Some thoughts. This isn't going to work out. That's not going to work out. And it's running away with you. If you can, in those moments, just relax for a minute and take all your attention onto your breath. Just focus on your breath, not a special type of breathing, just the fact that you take your focus for a moment out of your thoughts into a sensory action. So you focus, breathe in, breathe out, relax. And the mind will say, oh, what about this? Yeah, it's fine. What about this? It's fine. It'll be gone in a minute. Just keep breathing. Even if you say to yourself, look, okay, it's absolute disaster, right? I'm not going to argue with it. I'm not going to entangle with the mind whether it is or isn't an absolute disaster, what it's saying. Let's just accept it's a disaster, whatever. And just focus on your breath. Just relax. And you say to yourself, the disaster will still be there for me in this time. But by breathing and focusing on your breath, you give yourself a little bit of space. And in that space, a little gap opens up. And then you start to bring in the awareness of your own presence, your own awareness. And then it just allows this not to quite be having you. There you go. That's it. If you can allow that to happen, if you can train yourself that when this comes in, you do this, you'll start to then build that habit. And that will be a habit to give yourself that peace, to allow yourself not to be completely lost in it. And then you can do it in a day as well. When you're out and all of a sudden you see yourself get upregulated, you've checked in with yourself a little bit enough to see that, whoa, I'm really stressed about this and that. And then you go, okay, that'll wait. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's not so bad. It's because it's the thought which was having you. But the reality is this. So if we go back to your question again. Why am I not my thoughts? And now we can see the thoughts are happening. And we can be had by the thoughts. We can be completely lost in the thoughts. Or by using our breath, by using our own awareness, we can open up a little gap and we can sense ourself, our own presence. Okay.